Australia is rolling out something called a trust score system as part of its digital trust framework. So what is that? Think of it like a credit score, but instead of measuring how well you pay bills, it measures how well you follow rules. Your online activity, your digital ID, your devices, even your behavior can all be tracked, scored, and shared. And here's the catch, it's not really about trust at all. It measures compliance. How well you stick to the approved narrative, the expected behaviors, and the official rules. Step outside the lines, question policies, resist mandates, or act unpredictably, and your score drops. The system is powered by the Trust Exchange, not just a local system, but part of a growing international network. It links government agencies, banks, telcos, health records, and even private apps, constantly verifying your digital ID, devices, and behavior. And once your score is low, that's where the slippery slope begins. Restrictions on travel. Limited access to planes, trains, or even certain regions. Financial friction. Loans, credit, or services could be harder to access. Employment limitations. Certain jobs, promotions, or government positions might be off limits. Access to services, healthcare, education, or community programs could become more difficult. Social consequences. Accounts or participation on digital platforms might be restricted. In other countries where compliance scoring already exists, this is exactly how the system evolves, from convenience and safety to control and restriction. The infrastructure starts small, framed as efficiency, but every layer makes it easier to enforce behavior, and harder to step outside what the system wants. Your score doesn't measure honesty, it measures obedience. That's why a trust score system isn't really about trust. It's about control, and the longer it runs, the more it shapes how people live, work, and interact.
Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is a brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Campaign Trinidad. It's another edification through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yashai. Okay, so first and foremost, Kal Halayam La Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakaha Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone natural well. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives, freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, along with the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters. Alright. Shalom, shalom. I don't have a title for this as yet. I'm trying to make up my mind on a title for this, but nevertheless, I ain't gonna stay long with this either too. Just gonna go straight to the point. Straight to the point, straight to the point, straight to the point, and because I had to get ready to go on the plantation. But nevertheless, as you could see, what's going on with Australia there, and there is not no what they call it again, disinformation. That clip there, I ain't no disinformation or misinformation or whatnot so forth. No, hail judgment, no. That is actually in the woodworks. That is actually going to be taking place throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, and basically that clip there is what that clip is actually showing here is how you're actually going to be worshipping the beast. Alright. Worshipping the beast, by compliance. Because how do we as the Israelites, how do we worship Yahweh Hashem Yashai? By compliance, right? Let's go to that word compliance. Let's take a look at that word compliance. Compliance, it says the action or fact of complying with a wish or command, complying, an action of complying. All right. It says, in the ways in which the state maintains order and compliance. All right. It says here in the synonyms here, acquiescence, agreement, assent, consent, concession, concurrence, acceptance. All right. Submission, submissive. All right. Docility. All right. Passivity. All right. One word that they fail to mention is obedience. All right. Obedience. So there's where it is here. That is, as the narrator to the clip, that is not about trust. It's about obedience. You being obedient to the system, to the beast system. And what have they done to make sure to enforce that obedience? They put up a credit score. That's basically a social credit score. That's basically what it is, a social credit score. And if you don't obey, let's go to the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 13. All right, Revelation chapter 13. I'm going to go just straight to the point because I had to get ready to head out. But nevertheless, Revelation 13 and 15. All right, where it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Okay. The image of the beast, it goes into what? The beast is the system, and the image is the rules, the regulation, the policies. These things are the image of the beast, what they stand for. All right? What they stand for. That is the image of the beast. Their laws, their commandments. That is the image of the beast. All right? So it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Why? Because, they have their judicial system, they have the financial system, they have everything that is already put in place, the whole system, and they are in rulership. And, they have their laws and whatnot, and they have their respective agents to enforce. All right? They have their respective agents to enforce, whether it be the military, the police force, and whatnot, so forth. All right. So it says that the image of the beast should both speak, which is the laws and what have you, so forth, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right. That would kill it. It really basically goes into ostracize. Where you being ostracized, where you being locked out, you being, you not being a part of the system, because you're not abiding, you're not being obedient. All right, you're not being obedient unto the system. Now, as you can see, that is what's taking place in Australia. That is what they're bringing on. That is the thing. That is what is going to come. That is what is going to come about upon the whole face of the earth, and that is going to be complemented. That is going to be attached with this here, verse 16, Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so. This isn't only just going into being to buy and sell. This is also going into every single thing. Being able to have access to the healthcare system. All right, being able to have access to all the necessities and whatnot, so forth, that the government intends to bring about and whatnot, so forth. So that you could be dependent on them, right? Because Here's what it is. It's all about you. It's all about they having full control over everything, and your dependence on everything that they have in store for you to get and what not have access to, and they having full control over it, and your obedience is going to determine whether you have access to what they have to offer. That's what it is. Plain and simple. All right, and it's going to be monitored by social credit score system, and the access to the goods and services is via what? RFID microchip. Plain and simple. You could say what the hell you want to say, IUIC, ISUPK, WFI, all are freaking all it, because we've seen all they're trying to reach now. All they're trying to reach now. All right, all of you all trying to reach now are waiting to hear what Israelites of the Great Awakening had to say. Are waiting patiently to hear what they had to say. Israelites of the Great Awakening in Trinidad. All right, are waiting patiently to hear what they had to say. All right, pursuant to what is taking place with this whole digital system. This whole digital system that is taking place, that is engulfing the world. Because this is the ultimate test pursuant to Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10 is 10. Yeah, verse 10. Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Because this is going to take place through the four corners of the earth. This ain't going to just be in Australia. Alright? This is why I'm telling you, this is no disinformation or misinformation. This is facts. This is reality. This is what the world is coming to. This is what the world is going to end up into. Point blank period. Point blank period. Alright? This is what it is. It's all about obedience. This is what it is. That is why, again, I'm going back to the Revelation 13, but I'm going up to verse 4. Right? Revelation 13 and 4. And they worship the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with the beast. This is not just only speaking about European Union and NATO and their military power and whatnot and so forth. This isn't just speaking about that. That is part of it. Alright, when I see the rollout this digital system and whatnot and so forth, and that Trojan horse of a digital system, and the only way it could be able to survive is through them, because that is what they're making it look like. Alright? In the eyes of the unbelievers of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, alright, the 2/3 and what have you so forth, and the rest of the world, that is what they're making it look like, that you have no other alternative but to seek to them. To seek to them, and there is no one that could oust them, out of their seat of power. So you have to submit to them. So, you know, the world will be in awe. The world will be like, hey, we had no choice. We had to submit, because look what's taking place. You get what I'm coming from? This is what it is here. This is what it is here. So basically, you are a fucking slave. A slave. When you take that shit, when you take that ID, and you take that, when you start to go get into the system, because hey, look what's taking place with Barbados, right? They're literally enforcing that digital ID. I forget what's the name of the ID. What they call it. Alright, they're literally enforcing it now. And if you don't, you would not be able to have to get this, that, do that, do the other, which is actually going to transcend into what? The RFID microchip. And if you don't have it, it's the same criteria as pursuant to the digital IDs on your phone and whatever device and whatnot so forth, in order for you to have access to government goods and services, especially your CBDC, your money, your CBDC, your central bank digital currency. You understand? There's what it is. But I would leave with this. Revelation 14 and 9. I don't have much to say now because it is what it is. It is what it is. And we've been telling you all what it is. So it is what it is. I would leave with this. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image. How are you going to worship the beast? Not just taking that CHIP, but your fucking compliance. When you take that CHIP, your compliance. So that your social credit score wouldn't go down. So you had the chip and you're being compliant with every single rule, every single policy, every single thing. This is how you're worshiping the beast, you know. Your fucking compliance. Your compliance. This is how you're worshiping the beast. You being submissive unto them because you don't take the ID, which is the RFID microchip. And you have to be compliant because if you don't, they shut you to fuck down. This is how you're going to worship the fucking beast. And all you camps now, you all reaching now. Watch. You all reaching now, trying to play talking about the digital system and this and that and the other. So when the chip come out, then all you can see, all they've been talking about it. Hey, the prophets of Great Millstone, starting from the apostles and the elders of GMS, Great Millstone, right? The apostles, the bishops, the elders, coming all down towards us young brothers as myself. We watching you motherfuckers, man. We watching you niggas, man. We watching you niggas, man. Every fucking step of the way we watching you niggas. Because you all been scoffing and mocking. And when it come out and you all try to talk that shit, but you all been to, we have the evidence, man. We have the evidence. You know something? But anyhow, let me read it over again. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Plain and simple. No two ways about it. Plain and simple. So continue. Kal halayam la alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Lakaya Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders of Great Millstone at Rulewell. Salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites. Shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat. Until then, we say shalom, shalom, shalom. Wa abad babal.